Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome to this video, guys. Qudoori is the lesson for today. If you guys are not familiar with my channel, Roots of Knowledge, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share it with all the people out there. So let's continue with the series then. So this is now we are continuing with Bab al-Ihsaar. Okay, so you got Bab al-Ihsaar. Let's find out what these words mean. Then Ihsaar means a prevention, stopping. Right, so Ihsaar, it means when someone is prevented, stopped. Yeah, so prevented, stopped. So basically, you're trying to travel there, you're being stopped. You say uhsira. This person has been besieged, surrounded. إذا أحسر, so this is أحسر from the verb أحسر يحسر إحصار. Al-Muhrim, you know what that means? بعدو, enemy, right? So adu means enemies, word came before. Asabahu, afflicted. Marad, illness. Madi, it means to pass, right? So to pass by, to go, right? So to go by, to pass by. Jazalu at-tahallul. Tahallul means to go out of ihram. Yeah, so out of ihram. Call this tahallul. Actually, let me make this a bit bigger so that you guys can see this. Okay, that's better. So قيل, it will be said, قيل قال يقول ابعث. This is أمر. ابعث شاة تذبح, to be slaughtered في الحرم. وواعد. واعد, this is أمر from the word مواعدة. Yeah, so مواعدة, to appoint someone, so to make someone like an appointed time. من يحمل, حمل يحمل, to carry. بعينه, specifically. Okay, we've done that. Qarin, you know what that means? A person who combines between Hajj and Umrah with one ihram. Damain, two sacrificial animals, two bloods. Damul ihsar, we've done that. Illa fil haram. Haram, you know what that means. In the opinion of Qala Abu Yusuf, لا يجوز الذبح بالحج إلا في يوم النحر ويجوز للمحسر بالأمرة يذبح متى شاء والمحصر. So this is محصر, not محصر. محصر, okay. محصر. بالحج إذا تحلل فعليه حجة وعمرة. وعلى المحصر بالحج بالعمرة والحج. وعلى القارن حجة وعمرتان. Okay, so these are straightforward words, not really difficult to figure out. Okay, so نحرج محصر فلحج عمرة قضاء قارن. Okay, then the عمرتان is two umras. Yeah, so it's 2 times 2. إذا بعث المحصر هديا. Hadiyan, again, sacrificial animal. We've done this before. Wa'id, we've done this. وإذا بعث المحصر هديا ووعدهم أن. This is supposed to be أن. Okay, so this is supposed to be a mistake in here. It's supposed to be أن. Okay, أن. في يوم بعينه ثم زال الإحصار إن قدر على إدراك. قدر means has capability, is able. على إدراك الحدي, إدراك, to get, so to reach the hadi before it's been slaughtered. لم يجوز له التحلل لزم المضي وإن قدر على إدراك الحدي دون الحج. Okay, so a lot of these words all the same. استحسانا. Okay, استحسانا is actually a fiqh concept. Now I can't remember if this word has come before, but I'll explain it anyway. So for now, it just means something that's seen as good. Right? Something literally means something seen as good, but it's a fiqh concept. ومن أحضر, yeah, أحسر, supposed to be أحسر. Mistake again. بمكة وهو ممنوع من الوقوف. Yeah, ممنوع means prevented. منع يمنع, again, this word also means prevent. وقوف means to stand in Arafah. Yeah, to stand. Standing in Arafah. والطواف and طواف كان محصر قادر على إحداهما فليس بمحصر. Okay, so words here are quite straightforward. Let's have a go at trying to figure out the tarkeeb of this then. So, tarkeeb. So, باب الإحصار مبتدأ خبر إذا أحصر فعل ماضي. المحرم is a naib file. بعدو جار مجرور أو أصابه فعل مرض is the فاعل منعه من المضي جاز فعل فاعل أو فعل rather تحلل is the فاعل قيل is فعل مجهول له ابعث شاة تذبح ابعث شاة تذبح الشاة that can be slaughtered في الحرم وواعد so أمر واعد okay واعد من يحملها يوما okay this is مفعول فيه بعينه or rather this can actually be مفعول به واعد the مفعول به of واعد right so واعد يوما يذبحها ذبح يذبح فعل ثم تحلل ثم sorry ابعث قيل ابعث وواعد ابعث شاة تذبح في الحرم وواعد من يحملها بعينه يذبحها this can actually واعد as well يذبحها ثم تحلل so أمر تحلل وإن كان قارنا if he's a قارن so قارن is the خبر of كان بعث بدمين جار مجرور لا يجوز ذبح دام الإحصار مضاف إليه إلا في الحرام ويجوز ذبحه قبل يوم النحر عند أبي حنيفة okay. وقال أبو يوسف ومحمد رحمه الله في الفاعل لا يجوز this is the فعل ذبح is the فاعل للمحصر المحصر is a مفعول به okay no مفعول به اسم مفعول به what's wrong with me بالحج إلا في يوم النحر جار مجرور يجوز للمحصر بالأمرة أن يذبح so because of أن gives a فتحة متى شاء والمحصر بالحج إذا تحلل فعليه حجة so خبر مبتدأ مؤخر على المحصر بالعمرة القضاء وعلى القارن حجة وعمرتان إذا بعث المحصر حديا وواعد. Remember I said to you over here this can possibly be أمر or it can even be the ماضي as well. أن يذبحوه so this is supposed to be أن okay. أن يذبحوه في يوم مجرور بعينه جار مجرور ثم زال الإحصار في الفاعل فإن قادر في الفاعل على is جار مجرور. Let me know if you guys like this explanation of short تركيب or you think that I don't need to do it so I can consider in the future. قادر على إدراك الهدي والحج لم يجز له التحلل ولازمه المضي وإن قادر على إدراك الهدي دون الحج تحلل وإن قادر على إدراك الحج دون الهدي جاز له التحلل فاعل استحسانا. Yeah, so this is مفعول له ومن أحصي this is supposed to be wrong أحصر بمكة غير منصرف وهو ممنوع من الوقوف والطواف كان محصرا وإن قدر على أحدهما supposed to be not إحداهما supposed to be أحدهما فليس بمحصر. Okay, that's the تركيب. Let's have a look now at the meaning of this. So what is happening over here? That's what me and you want to understand. So this in the Quran, Allah mentions about people who make intention to go for Hajj. So let's say, for example, you make an intention to go for Hajj. You want to go for Hajj. So you can actually, if you're going to go for Hajj, there's two situations. You've either done Ihram or you have not done Ihram. Okay, if you have not done ihram, then there's no issue. So you can return without having any consequences. But if you have done ihram, then you either are going to carry on and complete your Hajj, or you're going to be refused. Yeah, you're going to be prevented. This is called Ihsaar. Yeah, in Arabic you call this Ihsaar, prevention. Yeah, so it's like a prevention that takes place. So this Ihsaar that takes place, the Quran mentions this. What happens if you've intended to go for Hajj, you've done your ihram, but let's say there's enemy there or something's happened and you can't go anymore. Yeah, so usually there's two reasons. Either enemy has stopped you. This happened to the Prophet ﷺ in the Battle of Hudaybiyah. In the Battle of Hudaybiyah. So enemy or illness. Yeah, some illness, a really bad illness has stopped you from. So the main thing is, Ihsaar is counted when a person is unable to do the Arafah. Yeah, is unable to do the Arafah and Tawaf. That's when, the Ihsaar is counted. Okay, otherwise the person is not counted as Ihsaar. So let's have a look at this. So he says, what's going to happen now? He says, إِذَا أُحْسِرَ الْمُحْرِمُ. So let's say there's this muhrim guy. Yeah, so there's a muhrim person. This person now wants to go to go to Makkah, okay, and obviously then go to Mina, and then go to Arafat, and then go to Muzdalifah, and do the whole process. So this guy, he's banned from going. Right? They put like a ban from him. He can't go. So now what's going to happen in this case? So he says, بِعَدُوٍ, due to an enemy, أو أصابه مرض منعه من المضي. So an illness has occurred or an enemy that has stopped him from carrying on his Hajj. What can he do? جاز له التحلل. He's allowed to go out of ihram, but he can go out of ihram, which means he can return home, but he has to do something in order to get out the ihram first. What does he have to do to get out of ihram? So what he does, he basically sends, so imagine this is the whole haram area, okay? Remember, not the Kaaba, so this is the Kaaba area. The haram area is a massive area, haram is. It's like, I don't know, 3 miles or so radius. I don't know, if I'm wrong in that, just correct me on that. But if you look on Google Maps, you can see the whole haram area, right? So that's called the haram area. It's not the masjid. People think the haram is the masjid. No, that's Masjid al-Haram. The haram is a greater area. All these hotels fall in the haram. So he's going to send an animal to the haram, or you can phone someone over there. And what's going to happen basically is the animal is going to be slaughtered. Once it gets slaughtered over there, then that means now he can get out of ihram. All right. So let's say, for example, like he sends the animal and he tells the guy, right, slaughter the animal. So this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So this thing happens to you on Monday. He tells the guy, okay, on Tuesday, do the slaughtering on Tuesday, and then let's say on Wednesday, he goes and he's free now to go home. Yeah. So now he's free to return. So in them days, they didn't have communication. So they would say to the person, do it on this day, and then they would now assume that Tuesday, let's say, for example, was done, and so now Wednesday, they're free to go home. But nowadays, we have communication, which is more sophisticated, mobile phones, messages, emails. Soon as your slaughtering is done, you'll know instantaneously. So he says, what happens basically is, جاز له التحلل. Tahallul is jais for him. وقيل له, and it will be said to him, ابعث شاة تذبح في الحرم وواعد من يحملها يوما بعينه. Yeah, so ابعث شاة, send a shat to the haram, send a goat or sheep to the haram, and wa'id, and make like an agreed appointed time, man yahmiluha, to the one who's going to carry it for you, take it for you, because you can't go. So nowadays they have organizations, you just phone them, they'll do it for you. Bi'aynihi, specifically that specific day, and I gave you example of Tuesday, bi'aynihi. يذبحها fihi, in which that man will slaughter the animal in the haram. Yeah. ثم تحلل, and then now you can get out of your ihram. Right, you're now free to get out of ihram. You can wear your normal clothes, you can cut your hair, you can go back home. Okay, but it doesn't end there, okay, because you've kind of gone into ihram, so there is going to be consequence, right? So if you're in Hajj, you can go back home, but what's going to happen? Do you have to repeat your Hajj again next year? Likewise, if it's in Umrah. So he says, so now if this person is a qarin, so in other words, if this guy was doing qiran, in kana qarinan ba'atha bidamain, he has to send 2 animals. So in qiran, there is basically going to be times 2. This is for qiran. Okay, so qiran times 2. Why times 2? Because remember, it's actually Hajj and Umrah, and each one requires a separate sacrifice. So if it's a qiran, then ba'atha bidamain. Okay, all right. Understand that? What if it's a normal Hajj, not a qiran? What if it's singular Hajj or a tamattu? That's gonna come. ولا يجوز, and it's not permitted, ذبح دم الإحصار, to slaughter the dam of Ihsar, the sacrificial animal of Ihsar, إلا في الحرم, and except in the haram area. And this is all this area, like I said. Right, that whole area is known as the haram area. It's like a massive, massive area. Imagine, I don't know, probably smaller than Birmingham, but. ويجوز ذبحه قبل يوم النحر. Now, do you have to slaughter it on the days of Nahr? If you're in Hajj, do you have to slaughter it on the 10th? So imagine, for example, like, I don't know, let's say, for instance, you had the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. So Sahibain, they say, yeah, so Abu Yusuf and Muhammad, they say you have to do it on the 10th. Abu Hanifa says you don't have to do it on the 10th. Right, there's ikhtilaf. يجوز ذبحه, is permissible to slaughter it قبل يوم النحر, before يوم النحر, in the Abi Hanifa, according to Abu Hanifa. He says you can do on the 9th, on the 8th, whenever. As long as you found out you can't go for your Hajj, you can do whenever you want, as long as it's in the Haram. وقال أبو يوسف ومحمد, and Imam Abu Yusuf and Muhammad rahimahullah, they say no. لا يجوز الذبح للمحصر بالحج إلا في يوم النحر. So they interpret the verse of the Quran, mahilla, that until the animal reaches its mahil, they translate mahil as ism dharf for time. They say it's the 10th. And Imam Hanifa translates it as mahil as in place, makan al-hil. Okay, so that's the difference between the two. This is only in Hajj. What about in Umrah? So he says in Umrah it's a bit different. Yajuzu, because Umrah you can go any time in the year. So yajuzu lil muhsar bil umrati, a person who has been restricted in an Umrah to carry on, he's permitted for him an yadhbaha mata sha'a. He can do it whenever he likes, right? Because there's no specific dates involved. Okay. وَالْمُحْصَرُ بِالْحَجِّ إِذَا تَحَلَّلَ فَعَلَيْهِ حَجَّةٌ وَعُمْرَةٌ. A guy who has done ihsar, the muhsar, the restricted person in Hajj, إِذَا تَحَلَّلَ, when he becomes free, فَعَلَيْهِ حَجَّةٌ وَعُمْرَةٌ. He has to do Hajj and Umrah. Yeah. So Hajj he has to do, even though it's a normal Hajj, he still has to do Hajj and Umrah. So basically, you always have to do an Umrah. Yeah. So if it's Hajj, one sacrifice for Hajj. So you have to do a repeat of Hajj and Umrah. So وَالْمُحْصَرْ بِالْحَجِّ إِذَا تَحَلَّلَ فَعَلَيْهِ حَجَّةٌ وَعُمْرَةٌ. And what about a person in Umrah? وَعَلَى الْمُحْصَرْ بِالْأُمْرَةِ الْقَضَاء. So as for a person who is only doing Umrah, so if I'm only going for Umrah, I only have to do Qada of Umrah. That's it. Okay, what about the Qarin guy? The guy has combined, remember we said, the Qiran. So على القارن حجة وعمرتان. He's got to do one Hajj and 2 Umrahs. Yeah, so it's like one Umrah is for like the not being able to carry on. And because in Qiran there is also a Hajj and a Umrah that he was supposed to do. So therefore, one Hajj and 2 Umrahs. Okay, next. إِذَا بَعَثَ, when the muhsar sends a hadiyan, like this guy over here. He sends the hadi. وَوَعَدَهُمْ أَنْ يَذْبَحُوهُ فِي يَوْمٍ بِعَيْنِهِ. And he's made an agreement with them that they're going to slaughter on a specific day, like we said. Yeah, so let's say Tuesday. ثُمَّ زَالَ. Okay, ثُمَّ زَالَ. And then the issue now ends, like the ihsar stops now. He's allowed to carry on. ثُمَّ زَالَ الْإِحْصَارِ. Now what? Does he still slaughter the animal and go back home? Or does he not have to go and perform the Hajj? So he says, إِن قَدَرَ عَلَى, if he can get to the animal, إِدْرَاك الْهَدِي, get to the animal and perform the Hajj, then lam yajuz lahu tahallul. He's not allowed to go out of ihram. He's still in ihram. وَلَزِمَهُ الْمَضِيُّ. He must continue the Hajj. So let's say, for example, let's say he said, on Tuesday slaughter the animal for me. But on Monday night, he found out that now he's free now. Yeah, so Monday night he found that he's free to go. He can carry on. He can carry on his Hajj. Then he has to go and carry on his Hajj and perform the Hajj. Yeah, even if they slaughter the animal, so if he's unable to get the animal, like he's unable to get to the guy before he slaughters it, and he can get to the animal before he slaughters it, and he can do his Hajj, then he must do his Hajj. What if he can get to the animal in qadara ala idrak al-hadi? He can get to the animal, so he can call the guy and say, so stop, don't slaughter the animal. But he can't get for Hajj, it's too late for Hajj. Right? He can't make it, the time's gone. Then what? Then tahallala, then he can go free. Okay, third scenario. What if he can get to the Hajj but not the animal? So technically he should not be allowed. He has to carry on and do his Hajj. But he says, jaza lahu tahallul. Tahallul meaning that freeing himself from ihram will be jaiz out of istihsan. Istihsan means out of a stronger evidence. So the Hanafis have considered this to be a stronger evidence that it's permissible, even though theoretically it should not be allowed for him. So in Hanafi fiqh, sometimes there is something which is the theory and then something that overrides this theory. This is called istihsan. And you're going to learn more about this when you study the Kitab Hidayah, inshallah. If you guys are interested in joining my Hidayah lessons, you can join my Hidayah lessons. Send an email, and inshallah, once you join that, then you'll understand more about how evidences work. So just remember this word, okay, istihsan. Technically, it should not be allowed. All right. So if I was to write this out, then okay. So 3 scenarios over here. 1, 2, 3. So the sacrificial animal, hadi. So hadi and the Hajj. So he either can, once he's allowed to carry on, he can get the hadi and get the Hajj. He must. Yeah, he must. Yeah, so he must do Hajj. Number 2 is he can get the hadi but not the Hajj. Yeah, then he goes free out of his ihram. And the other one is that he can't get his hadi but he can get the Hajj. Yeah, in that case, he should, technically, the theory says he must, but we've left this over here. Yeah, this has been dropped, this rule has been dropped, and we take free out of istihsan. Okay, now I'm not going to go into the dalils why this is, because this is not the place for it. Qudoori is not the place for it. Qudoori is explained the masala. Finally, he says, وَمَنْ أُحْدِرَ بِمَكَّةِ أُحْسِرَ, sorry. Whoever is made muhsir in Makkah, so inside of Makkah, this area over here, inside of Makkah, he's made muhsar. وَهُوَ مَمْنُوءٌ مِنَ الْوُقُوفِ وَالتَّوَافِ. And he's not allowed to go to perform Arafah and Tawaf, like in his hotel. He'll be counted كَانَ مُحْسَرًا. وَإِنْ قَدَرَ عَلَى أَحَدِهِمَا فَلَيْسَ بِمُحْسَرٍ. But if he's allowed to do one of them, he's not counted as a muhsar. Alright? So let's summarize what we covered today. So, if you haven't done Hajj, a lot of this is going to be very, very new for you to understand. But don't worry, take your time in trying to understand it. So he says, when a person has ihsar, prevented because of an enemy or because of an illness, then that person does not have to go and perform the Hajj. He can send an animal to the haram, get someone on a specific day to slaughter it, and the next day is free. Okay, and what if he's a qarin? Then he has to slaughter 2 animals, only if he's qarin, okay? And where do you have to slaughter the animal? It has to be in the haram area. Yeah, this large area, the haram, not Masjid al-Haram. And what day does he have to slaughter it on? If it's Hajj, Abu Hanifa says any day, as long as it's in the haram. Sahibain say anywhere but on the 10th. And what about if a person is ihsar for umrah? So if it's ihsar for umrah, then he can do it anywhere. And what about if a person has obviously gone home? Do they have to do qada? Yes, for Hajj, a Hajj and a umrah. And what if it's umrah? Then just one umrah. And what if it's qiran? Then Hajj and 2 umrahs. And what about this idea of, he sent an animal and he's able to get it, or he's able to do Hajj? What happens? So 3 scenarios we mentioned over here. And that's it basically. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll post the questions and then you can see if you guys can answer them. Right, so let's answer some of these questions then. So, what does it mean when a person is in ihsar? What does it mean? So the answer to that is when a person is unable to perform the Hajj or Umrah because of an enemy that's stopping them or because of some sort of an illness. Number 2, how does a person get out of ihram if they are muhsar? So how do they get to ihram? They have to send an animal that will be sacrificed in the haram. And then once that's done, they can return back home and they'll have to do qada of whatever they've missed. Is there a difference between ihsar or ihsar of? This is supposed to be of. Is there a difference between ihsar of a qarin and non-qarin? Yes, there is a difference between the two. The ihsar of a qarin is basically the person who has combined Umrah and Hajj together, and non-qarin. So the qarin is the one who has to slaughter, for Hajj, and has to slaughter 2 Umrahs. Yeah, so basically two animals they have to slaughter. So 2 animals have to be slaughtered for qarin. Non-qarin only has to slaughter 1. Yeah. Where is the sacrificial animal to be slaughtered? In the haram. According to Sahibain, they say that the person has to do on the 10th. Abu Hanifa says no, as long as it's in the haram, date's not that important. How many umrahs does a muhsar have to do? So normally with 1 Hajj, 1 umrah. So with every Hajj with an umrah. If a person, however, is in ihsar due to umrah, then they only have to make up the umrah itself. If a person is released from ihsar and can't get to the animal in time but can do Hajj, does he still have to do Hajj? So technically he should, but istihsan, we said, he does not have to do it. Can a person be muhsar in Hajj? It should be in Makkah rather, not Hajj. Let's change to Makkah, sounds better. So can a person be a muhsar in Makkah? We say yes, a person can be, but they have to be incapable of doing tawaf or going to Arafah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, guys. Let me know any questions, suggestions that you might have. And if you guys want to support my channel, like my wonderful, beautiful patrons, then please think about becoming supporters, sponsors of the channel. You can do it on a monthly basis, how much ever you like. And that's it, guys. I will see you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.